Welcome back into Rounding Third Baseball, episode 277, Would You Rather 2025 Off-Season Edition. I am Nick, and we have Harrison tonight. How are we doing, Harrison?
Fantastic, Nick. How we doing?
Doing pretty good. So this episode is going to be brought to you by Baseball Book Club. As you see in my background, they are fellow co-creators. They have a podcast on Spotify, wherever you can get your podcast. So they are sponsoring our episode, and they're going to plug our show when they start back up in the spring. So make sure to give them a listen whenever you can. They have some incredible stuff, and we'll get into them in a little bit. But first, make sure you follow and like us on Facebook. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can also listen on Spotify, on Instagram, Rumble, and TikTok. You can also listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. You would think I would know how to do this intro by now, but
Nah, it's fine.
We also have our affiliate sponsors, Logitech, MLB Shop, and Lids. You can find these links on the tops of all of our socials. So if you do any shopping for these products, please use our links as we get a nice little kickback with no additional cost to you. Just a great way to support the show. We also have Rounding Third merch on Etsy. So if you search Rounding Third Baseball, we have sweatshirts, t-shirts, tumblers. We have a lot of fans and followers with some of our stuff already. They love it. So check that out. Another great way to support us and look good in some baseball gear. Just saying. And I'm drinking my trusty coffee out of my Rounding Third tumbler. Look at that thing.
Sharp, looks good.
Sharp. All right. And we have Patreon. We are actually live there tonight. So we will be doing some exclusive stuff. That's where we tell you guys about upcoming guests, upcoming shows. We share some exclusive stuff in there. And we're hoping to put Jeopardy and Family Feud over there when we record it. So check us out on Rounding Third Baseball on Patreon. All right. As I said in the intro, Baseball Book Club is sponsoring our show tonight. So check them out on any audio podcast forms. They have some incredible stuff, and they dive deep into some of these players, and their episodes are engaging and incredible to listen to. So
yeah,
we have
great storytellers.
Yeah, incredible. So we have a little audio plug that they sent us. So have a listen.
What if baseball was more than numbers? What if it was about the heroes, the chaos, the heartbreak? That's the Baseball Book Club, the podcast where each week we dig into the unbelievable stories that built America's pastime. Forgotten legends, wild personalities, the moments that never made the box score. If you love baseball or just a great story, pull up a chair and start listening to the Baseball Book Club today. Find us on any podcast platform.
So, yeah, that's the Baseball Book Club. Give them a listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, incredible. All right, let's dive into it. We had the news today from the Texas Rangers. This came out a couple days ago, but Adolis Garcia and Jonah Heim were non-tendered, and they are now free agents. Where do you see fits for these two?
I mean, I actually didn't expect either one of them to necessarily become free agents. I thought they might become, trade options, but boy, I think Adolis Garcia is tough. He has not been the same guy since 2023. He has faded off. He is highly inconsistent. Jonah Heim, I still feel like there's a future for him. I'm not sure what kind of went wrong in Texas, but I will say from the perspective of Texas, they are showing very much that they are in full-blown tear-it-down rebuild mode. They realize that what they have isn't working, and they need to do something different.
Yeah, tear-down mode is an understatement because they sent out Marcus Semien to the Mets, and they get Brandon Nimmo in return. Now, this is probably pretty tough for Mets fans to swallow. Brandon Nimmo has been in their organization for a long time. He's got to be the longest tenured Met, correct?
10 years, yeah. He's the elder statesman.
Or was. I mean...
was. Until today, yeah. He was.
So Does Marcus Semien do anything for the New York Mets here?
I don't know that he does. He's another guy who's been on a downward trajectory. He's what, 35 now. You're getting his 36, 37, 38 years or age seasons from him. I don't expect you're going to get a lot from Semien. I do think a change of scenery is probably good for him. Texas has just been kind of a mess. So maybe a change of scenery is good for him, but you're looking at a guy who's on the decline, and he's not just going to magically show up next year and be a different guy. I think he is who he is, and he's on the way down.
The one thing he does do is show up every day, though.
He does.
Marcus Semien proves that he is an Iron Man, so to speak, right? He's not the Iron Man, but he is one of those guys that will be on the field every single day. He rarely takes days off. I mean, I think he just broke his streak. Was it last year, I think, or the year before?
Yeah, I think the year before that he finally missed a few games, but he's highly dependable. Not the same guy he used to be, but again, he was a 3-WAR player this year, hit 230, 15 home runs, 62 RBIs, in 127 games. That's the lowest number of games he's played since 2017. Last year he played 159 and finally snapped his streak, but
yeah,
and he's still a good major league player. Won a Gold Glove this year, but he's definitely statistically he's been on the decline for about 4 seasons. You just watched him steadily fall off.
Yeah. So before we move to the Texas Rangers side of this, is Corey Seager on his way out of town?
I think what we're seeing here is, Semien was a big investment, big contract gone. Dolis Garcia was your World Series MVP gone. Jonah Heim was one of your kind of the future of that organization you're hanging your hat on gone. I think Seager is probably going to go next. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't shop some other players. Because the Rangers' stance, as they said the last couple of days, has been, we feel like time has caught up with us. This team is on the older side. We got ours. Like we hit our window in 2023.
Yep.
But the fall off is happening. It's happening on all fronts, and it's probably time to start over.
Do they hit the Japanese market? I mean, we got 4 or 5 guys being posted, but they tend to be a little bit on the quote unquote older side, right? Because they've played their time in Japan to be eligible to be posted. So they're 26, 27. Are the Rangers looking for that, or are they looking for youth, like significant youth?
Well, I mean, when you look at the Texas Rangers, your ace is 37-year-old Jacob deGrom. I think 26 is still, their average age is a little over 30 as a team. I think a guy that's 26 helps their cause. I don't think it's realistic that they're going to go out and find a bunch of guys that are, in Paul Skeen's draft class that are ready to be big time major league contributors, but they can find some guys who are, on the younger side of 30 and trade off some guys that are in the mid to late 30s and try to find a way to balance that out. But I do think from what's coming out of Texas, basically everybody is available, and they are looking to make some moves to get this team younger, move on some of these big contracts, and get some flexibility back.
Yeah. Mike says Seager going to end up in LA to play third. I mean, I wouldn't put it past the Dodgers. No. Wouldn't. But then you have 2 left-handed hitting third basemen that are, pretty much the same player really at this point. I mean, Seager might be a little bit better overall, but I mean, you got him and Muncy. How do you platoon those guys? I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's going to be tough. And don't forget, this is a guy that he does have a limited no trade clause. He can pick 8 teams not to be traded to, and apparently he has. But he's $32.5 million a year. Yeah. And he's a part-time player. I think he's a tough contract to move. Don't forget, this was one of the largest. I think this was the largest contract signed in history when he signed it.
Right.
Obviously, we've seen bigger numbers since, but this is a monster of a contract to try to move.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Flat Cheese as a Mets fan, I wouldn't have pulled the trigger on this. Yeah, I think it's tough for Mets fans to see Brandon Nimmo go. So Nimmo goes to the Rangers, and we just kind of talked about it. where do the Rangers stand overall? Like, are they gonna try to compete? Well, I mean, they're obviously gonna try to compete with what they have, but what is their ultimate goal?
I think this is a team that's gonna dump off as many of these big contracts as they can, try to get younger, try to improve in other ways, get creative with the roster, probably take a pretty big step back this year. Not that they were great this year, but probably take a step back this year. And then come back, in a couple of years once they've reset this thing. You were planning on building around Wyatt Langford, Evan Carter, Jonah Heim was part of that group, and it's kind of fallen apart. Evan Carter can't get on the field. Wyatt Langford's a monster. Jonah Heim hasn't worked out, and now you're just kind of dumping pieces. So
Yeah,
I think this is a step back for them.
Yeah, Josh Young has injury issues too. Like, that's another young one that has a hard time staying on the field. It's like a broken wrist or sprained wrist and oblique. Like, yeah, Rangers are just hurt all the time, and that's their biggest issue. And maybe it is because they're hurt. I mean, they're old. Sorry, and that's why they're getting hurt. But I don't know. It's going to be hard, right? I mean, I think you nailed it though. 2023, they got the World Series. They don't care. The contracts paid for themselves right there. What you spent on Seager and Semien, they got back in 2023.
They did. They got what they wanted. They got the World Series. And the funny thing is, there's been some articles circulating lately, and I've seen some stuff on social media where you look at the Rangers' last 9 seasons. The only winning season they've had was the World Series year.
Yeah,
this is a team that has been consistently underperforming for 9 years, except for the one season they kind of put it all together.
Yeah.
And if you're the Rangers, you just can't continue to plod along, uncompetitive most seasons.
Right.
And continue to spend that money and hang on to those players.
Yeah, that's fair. Curtis Seager to Houston. I don't know if they trade him in the division. I know that's kind of a different thing now because division play doesn't matter as much as it did previously with a balanced schedule, but
yeah,
I don't know if Houston's the fit for Court. I keep saying Kyle Seager for Corey Seager. Skip Schumacher has his work cut out for him for sure.
He sure does. This is a rebuild, and if I'm Skip Schumacher, I'm hoping I knew that going in because he didn't in Miami. Walked into a full-on rebuild. Mm-hmm. He's walking into another one. And to Houston, though, I don't know where Seager plays in Houston. You got a lot of guys there. You got Pena and Correa, who's back. I think your left side of the infield is pretty well set. Yeah. I don't know where else he would fit in.
Fair.
But to back to Nimmo too, like in our underrated players, like I called him like one of the most underrated players of all time because I think he's one of those players that has been consistently good for a long time. Fans just kind of like take for granted, and also expect more. And every year they talk about should they trade him, and now that he's gone, I think Mets fans are going to appreciate what they had because I view this trade as a win for Texas and a loss for the Mets because I don't think that Simeon's any sort of upgrade, and Nimmo was such a big piece of that team. However, if they use this as a chance to go make some other moves, maybe it works out. But the Mets outfield is not exactly loaded with talent, and to get rid of the one consistent guy as you had is tough.
Yeah, I mean, other than Soto, obviously. Yeah. Vartino says, as a Mets fan, I hate to see Nimmo go, but realize New York needs to improve their defense, which now opens up the opportunity for the Mets to sign Kyle Tucker. My concern, however, Alonso is Nimmo's best friend. Will Pete now, if another offer is similar, leave New York? And that's a valid question because I don't know. I wasn't convinced Pete was ready to go back to the Mets. After the way the season ended this year and his reaction in that post-game interview, not even 30 seconds after the final out, I mean, it speaks volumes to me. Now, I'm not in the New York Mets bubble, right? This is just me from the outside looking in. I don't know how Pete Alonso feels, but to me, that looked pretty awful. To just be like, oh yeah, I'm opting out.
Yeah, I mean, I think this offseason, Pete is really trying to leave. I still question if he'll actually be able to leave, if there's really the market he hopes there is out there. But I do think that This Mets team spent way too much money to finish where it did.
Yeah.
And David Stearns has been tasked with figuring out how to take this team and make it better. This is an interesting move to start it off, but at the same time, it's something. And maybe they viewed second base as a weakness.
But you just took on more money with Semien, didn't you?
You did. Semien's contracts are not small.
Yeah.
I mean, Marcus Semien's getting paid. Now, we don't have the details about was there any money held back or anything like that. But
yeah, it will come out.
Yeah, Semien signed a 7-year, $175 million deal.
Yeah.
He's yours to the 2028 season for about $25 million a year.
Yeah. Will says, not sure what either team is doing here. Mets save on years, but spending a few dollars more. And we're with you. I mean, it's kind of an interesting move. Like, it came across my phone this afternoon and I was like, whoa. I was like, what? This is kind of out of left field. I mean, not on the Rangers half, because we knew they're looking to ditch everybody, but surprised the Mets pulled the trigger on this one. This was an interesting one. And like you said, unless there's another move to be had here, but you're not freeing up money if you're taking on the entire Semien contract. And maybe the Rangers are going to eat some of it just to get him out the door. Maybe that's the details we'll hear later, but
yeah, maybe. I mean, Semien's $25 million a year ish. He's like 26, and then 20, and then Nimmo is about 20 million per year. So it's, not a big salary change.
Yeah.
The difference is you are dumping Nimmo's contract runs for longer, so you are going to get out of the contract sooner. But I don't know that Semien. I don't know if this trade necessarily makes your ball club better if you're the Mets. If you're the Rangers, I think it does make your ball club better. For the Mets, I don't know that it does make your team better.
Yeah, that's fair. And Curtis says Nimmo is one of the best outfielders the Mets ever had. I agree. And a huge staple of that organization for the last 10, 15 years. I mean, that's going to be a tough one for the Mets to go to get over for sure.
It's brutal. It's brutal for those kind of long-term Mets fans because Nimmo was a fixture.
Oh, this is coming from a Braves fan. Nice, Michael. Nice. I'm not going to read that one out loud, but yeah. Richard said Alonso leave New York. No, he'll pull a Soto and become a Yankee. Just completely switch spots with Soto. I mean, I wouldn't put it past the Yankees making a big run at Pete Alonso. Now, the Red Sox are also rumored to be completely in and ready to dump a bag of cash on him too. Like Red Sox want that. We have. But like I've said before, this feels more than rumblings. Like the Red Sox usually don't come out like this. And this often, this much, or this hard, if they're not serious. Like they'll pull we're in on Pete Alonso. No, we know you're in, which means you're not going to sign him. But they've been very vocal about this. So I'm wondering if the Red Sox are going to offer him some big money here to try to pull him away, because we need that right-handed power bat in Fenway badly. And the Red Sox could overpay, especially if Bregman decides to not come back. So,
yeah, it certainly makes it interesting. And I think to the point of Nimmo being his best friend and now out of town, the reasons to come back continue to become less and less. Other than the fact that Pete loves New York.
Yeah. I don't know. Will be interesting. All right. James McCann re-signs with the Diamondbacks. So we're still kind of not sure what the Diamondbacks are doing. I know Gabriel Moreno's had some injury issues behind the plate there for them. And when that kid's right, he's a beast behind the plate. Absolute cannon. Pretty good stick for a catcher. I think this just shores up the defense there behind the plate. So not a big story, but James McCann re-signs with the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, I mean, McCann is just there to be the second guy. I mean, he played in 42 games last year. Granted, he got picked up partway through the year.
Yeah.
But had a nice season. Like he still has something left. And a part-time backup role is probably perfect for him at this point in his career.
Yeah, and depending on Gabriel Moreno's status, he could be starting the season. So.
Yeah, and again, a veteran guy who's been there, done that you can plug right in and not have to worry about.
Yep, 1,000%. Phil Maton, 2 years with the Cubs with a team option for the third. Do we like this for the Cubs to bolster their bullpen a little bit?
I like any bullpen signings at this point for anybody. I feel like the bullpens have become so difficult to build anymore. And being able, I mean, we saw the Dodgers spend $1 trillion on bullpen arms and have the worst bullpen in baseball last year.
Yeah.
It's this feels like it's become a numbers game. It's not about who you got back there. It's how many you got back there. And so at this point, I applaud any bullpen signing because you never know who's going to work out, and you know you need about twice as many arms as you think.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Fair.
and I do feel like, is it just me or does every offseason start with a Phil Maton signing?
Oh, 1,000%. Well, it seems like the last 25 years it has been.
I feel like he's one of the first guys to sign every single offseason because he's like always on 1-year deals and he always signs quick.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, it was like Cardinals, then Rangers, a couple Astros. Like, yeah, he's been all over the place.
I swear, every year we start off with like he's one of
Yeah.
the first guys that signs.
Yeah. Will, going back to Pete Alonso real quick, Will, this is a great point. Pete and Boris don't like how the Mets negotiated last season. It seems like the Mets don't want to pay Pete the big bag. And we all know Scott Boris, and he is going to push for the big bag, and it rubs people the wrong way more times than not. So, but they didn't like how the Mets handled that. Dude, does Boris and Pete even go back to the Mets? Do they even ask them? Or do they just go to other teams at this point? Do you shut that door completely, or do you leave it open a crack?
I think for Pete, he's going to leave that door open a crack because I think at the end of the day, he really just wants to be a Met. Like I think if you asked him, truthfully, where he wants to play the rest of his career, he's going to tell you New York. He wants to be a Met, but he just wants to be appreciated. He wants to be shown the love. Give me, show me the money, show me the love. And I think it's all he wants. And last year he got treated kind of crappy, but he got paid. I mean, he didn't not get paid. He just wants to feel important. He wants, and we had somebody say it in chat a couple weeks ago. The one thing that Pete likes the most is being adored by the fans. Yeah, he wants the front office to show him the love too. And I think if they did that, then he would sign immediately. But David Stearns is trying to build this team in a different way, and I think that Pete's a safety option. He's safety school and you're applying to colleges. Like, you can get him back. Right. But it's like, I want to see other people, and then maybe I'll come back to you.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's a weird relationship between the two, but
yeah. So kind of bouncing back to the Cubs here. I know we're a little bit all over the place, but so they signed Maton. I mean, not a huge needle mover, but the Cubs are most likely going to lose out on Kyle Tucker. Where do the Cubs go from here?
I mean, the one thing the Cubs have going for them is they got that kind of that young core that's developing. Losing Kyle Tucker doesn't completely destroy you, but it leaves a massive hole in your lineup. I do think bullpen arms help. Getting Justin Steele back at some point next year is going to help. Your rotation will be better. Your bullpen will be better. I'd like to see them go get a bat and fill in what they've lost, but I don't know if there's any great bats on the market that kind of solve their need in a price range they can afford. Like, I don't.
Right.
I mean, Schwarber is a great story going back there, but I don't think they're looking for a one-dimensional DH. Obviously we think Tucker is out. You kind of scan the landscape, and there's not really anybody else that moves the needle like he would. So you may have to do this through a couple moves.
Yeah, that's fair. All right.
And interestingly enough, Will, I think the Cubs had kind of said that they were really not pursuing Tucker. I don't know if that means they're going to make him an offer or not, but the general kind of statement out of the front office was, we're not really in pursuit of Kyle Tucker. I think they just know they can't afford him. They're not even going to try to insult him with an offer.
And I mean, if they were close, they would have worked out an extension, right? It almost seems like kind of halfway through the year, like those talks went real silent, which tells me they were Tarek Skubal, Detroit Tigers far apart, like $250 million far apart. So that just tells me the Cubs are like, we're not even going to make an offer because we know what he's asking for. and we can't touch that. So,
Yeah, it's challenging because although the Cubs have money, they got a lot of it tied up, and they're not in a spot where they can just go crazy.
Yeah, agree. All right, Garrett Whitlock to join Team USA. So Team USA is starting to really take form here. How do we like this pick going into the bullpen for Team USA?
I mean, Whitlock's a guy who can do a lot of different things out of the bullpen. So he was uneven and kind of inconsistent for the Sox last year, but when he's on, he's really, really tough to hit. I think he's a great addition because you can use him in a lot of different places and a lot of different situations. But he's a guy that's got to be you got to use him carefully because he can go out there and just completely lose everything, lose his stuff completely.
Yeah, and Mike, I mean, I'm kind of with you here, and not happy that Whitlock's playing in the WBC with the injuries he's had, and I think that's the biggest worry for any fan base going into the WBC. Is the WBC a must-watch event? It's probably must attend for these players if they get invited, for sure, which I get. But when you do have an injury history, it's hard to see one of your guys go, right? And Whitlock is one of those guys for us, unfortunately. But you just cross your fingers and pray and hope he can contribute in a positive way and do it safely and not get hurt.
Yeah.
Because that is one place the Red Sox cannot afford an injury, is the bullpen, unless they do some serious work this offseason.
Yeah, I don't love Whitlock pitching more for that reason. And I think everybody feels that way when somebody goes to WBC, but at the same time, seeing Whitlock, out there and pitching and ready for it early going into the season, maybe that actually helps him. Maybe kind of lengthening his preparation. Maybe that helps. I don't know.
Yeah. And I mean, they'll be careful with these guys too. Like, these managers know what they're doing when they have these guys here. And, these guys probably have limitations from, each team that they also have to manage. That's what makes the WBC a little bit different when it comes to managing, right? Because some of these guys do have workload numbers. So we'll see if there's a limit put on him or not. But yeah. And Will, 1,000%, right? The international players see WBC as very important, 1,000%. And I mean, I think the USA guys do too. I don't think it's just an international. Like, it's a pride thing. Like, this is bigger than baseball. Like, you are playing to represent your country, and that means a lot to everybody that plays into it. But I mean, that's what made 2023, man, electric. That tournament every game was incredible. So
looking forward to it.
I can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait. All right. We got some would you rather. So definitely join us in the chat on some of these. I got some interesting questions about would you rather. So we'll start with the first one, Harrison. If you are the Boston Red Sox, would you rather re-sign Alex Bregman or sign Pete Alonso?
Oof, okay. So I'm going to go with Bregman on this one. I think Bregman's game translates well long term. I think his body will hold up better. Pete Alonso still gets beaten by a good fastball. I don't think the big frame first baseman hold up well, as we saw Miggy completely fall apart on himself towards the end of his contract. So if I'm the Red Sox, I think Bregman is the safer bet to not have such a steep cliff when that day comes, where I think Alonso's cliff will be sharp.
That's fair. I'm torn on this one because the Red Sox are saying all the right things about Tristan Casas, being like, Tristan Casas is our first baseman of the future, and he's still a big part of this team and all this. I'm sorry, like, the dude can be scorching hot, but I don't know what he's going to be coming off this knee injury. Like, that's a major knee injury. with a guy that's already been kind of really streaky, not kind of streaky, really streaky. I just don't know. And he's another freaking left-handed batter. So no, thank you. I think it's time to move on. And that might be just the Red Sox saying the right things to make Tristan Casas, quote unquote, happy. I don't know. For me, I love the veteran leadership that Bregman brought to this team, and I love the tone that he set for the team. The quad injury early in the year was a big setback for me personally. I would have loved to have seen this guy in a full season in a Red Sox uniform. But for me, I think I'm going to lean towards Pete here because we have missed that right-handed 50 home run guy or just 50 home run guy, period. Heck, I'll even say 35 home run guy, right? Yeah, Devers every once in a while could get 30, 35. But you bring Pete into Fenway, and I think he could be wearing out the monster. Now, I know you say he can still get beat with a fastball. It's true. He tends to hit the right to right center, but right to right center in Fenway also has a lot of green into it. So I think the whole entire park fits Pete Alonso's swing. So I would like to see the Red Sox sign Pete over Bregman. And I think you either slide, Meyer to third, or you figure out third base in spring training. Or, they're still out there. Maybe you do end up signing both. Maybe Pete signs and Bregman's like, okay, hold on a minute. Like, let's revisit Boston here and see what we can do. Because
suddenly you got two major right-hand bats.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's not out of the question. The chat's going with Bregman, and I get it. Bregman better average. Absolutely. Even when Bregman's not playing, he's a coach type. Yeah. I get all of that. I do. And that's what I was kind of saying about him changing the culture when he came into the clubhouse for spring training. But that quad injury in the middle of the year left a sour taste in my mouth a little bit. I still love him, but would love to see him back in a Red Sox uni. I don't know if we see it. I'm not convinced. So out of the two, long story short, or long story long, however you want to take it. Short story long. I would take Pete Alonso and the potential of 40 to 50 home runs.
So let me ask you this question, Nick, because I'd be happy if either guy signed. But if both players are looking for a 5-year contract, who still holds their value at year 5 of a contract? Do they both?
Yes, because I think you could move Pete Alonso off first base and he becomes a full-time DH, and you save some mileage on his legs, and he still hits 40 bombs. If Bregman starts declining, what do you do with him? Do you slide him to second? Do you try to DH him? I don't know. I mean, I think you're right. Like, Bregman's the smaller stature guy. Those guys tend to hold up better. Like, I see that point, but I feel like there's a little bit more flexibility with Pete because you can keep him off his feet to still hit bombs, which is essentially what you're paying him for.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Pete is there to just drop and drive and launch him onto the turnpike.
Yeah.
Bregman, Bregman is a much different player. He's got some speed in his game. He's got, very good defender,
Right.
line drive gap to gap guy. I think Bregman probably holds his value better, but I think you're right. You can kind of hide the loss of Pete's value by just letting him DH and just tee up.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So, we're splitting the chat, right? Alonso, Bregman holds value. I think they both do. It just depends on what value you're looking for. Like, what type of value are you looking for?
Well, like most valuable player value, Nick. We all know what that is.
Moving on.
The same definition of value, plus or minus.
Yeah, so the guy with the better stats. Got it.
Right, exactly. Yep. Got it.
Okay, yep, got it. All right. Anyways. All right, this is for our Braves fans. If you are the Atlanta Braves, would you rather have Framber Valdez or Ranger Suarez?
I would rather have Ranger Suarez for a couple reasons. One, that clubhouse already has enough bizarre egos and personalities in it. Adding one more might be a little tough. And two, if your team wants to be in the playoffs, Suarez is the guy you want. Suarez in the playoffs is better than just about anybody when it comes crunch time. So if I'm looking towards the playoffs, I want a guy like Suarez in my rotation because I know I can give him the ball. I know he knows what he's doing, and I know he's going to pitch well.
Yep. I'm with you for everything you just said. Now, not slighting Framber Valdez and his talent because, I mean, he is just a ground ball machine. He is Logan Webb from the left side. It is frustrating for guys to just keep pounding it into the grass, pounding it into the dirt. His talent is ridiculous, and he's out on the mound every fifth day.
Yep.
But I would take Ranger Suarez for all the reasons you just said. You don't have to worry about the clubhouse. And if the Braves stay healthy and can get back into the playoffs, Suarez is your game one starter, hands down.
Yep. And a lot of agreement in chat. You know, Mike, I wouldn't touch Valdez. Michael, who is a Braves fan, Suarez, screw Valdez with that BS play. And I think that play has really changed the perception of Framber Valdez as it should. I mean, that was bad. It was a bad look all around.
He was
Suarez
due to get.
Didn't have to think about this one.
Yeah, he was due to get paid until that came out.
I mean, his free agency was people were marking their calendar. He was going to get paid.
Yeah.
Until he wasn't.
Yeah. Suarez. So yeah. And then Richard says neither. All right. I mean, okay.
Richard, with that said, is there a free agent pitcher you would take? Like, who would you rather have of any of the free agent pitchers? I'd be curious.
I mean, I still think Dylan Cease is going to the Braves or he's going to the Orioles. The Orioles all of a sudden are coming out and saying, we're looking to sign anybody and everybody we can.
Well, and we talked about it last year when David Rubenstein took over control, that this is a guy with a lot of money who is a Baltimore Orioles fan. He's a Baltimore guy. And he's going to want to see this team win. And I think they've spent a little bit of time playing, trying to get the young players in and do as much as they can with them. But I think the reality of it is we got to spend money. Let's go. And he's got money.
Yep. And this is another great point, right? Valdez 32, Suarez is 30. So yep, you get quote unquote 2 more years. So
yep.
Fair.
And you're talking prime years too. I mean, Framber is now coming out of the prime years. Usually it's like 29 to 32, 28 to 32 is your prime. Maybe 33, but after that, these guys begin to show some signs of age.
Yeah. Richard, this is a fair point, buddy. I don't see much out there at the moment. So this is a question that needs more thought. And that's absolutely fair.
Well, and that might be the point of the night because the last couple of years we've been spoiled. We had the Shohei Ohtani chaos, we had the Juan Soto chaos. Like we've had big headliner free agents. This year, not so much. You got some good players out there, but you don't have like organizational changing players.
Right.
Like those guys aren't out there right now.
Well, we would have if the Blue Jays didn't extend Vladdy. That would have been a bidding war.
But Vladdy would have been the next guy. So, he got taken away early.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you don't have one of those big, massive headliner, directional changing players. You just have a lot of guys that are good.
Which we thought Kyle Tucker could have been that guy, but this year he had kind of a quote unquote Zach Gallen year, if you will. Did not perform in his free agent year. So,
yep.
All right. If you are the Blue Jays, would you rather sign Kyle Tucker or Kyle Schwarber?
I mean, I love Kyle Schwarber. Love him, the guy, the personality. I love what he does at the plate. I don't love everything else about him. I don't love the fact that he can't run. I don't love the fact he can't play the field. I don't love the fact that his contact rate is so low. I don't love the fact that he strikes out so much. He literally is a DH only that hits bombs and has a high OBP. Everything else about his game I don't like. So I would take Kyle Tucker. Tucker can run. He can hit in the gaps. He can hit for contact, hit for power. He does a lot. He does so much more than Schwarber does. But Schwarber does one or two things really great: hits bombs and gets on base. He's great at those. But that's it. That's all he gives you.
See, that's exactly why I think I would take Schwarber in this Blue Jays lineup. Because that entire lineup is all contact. They're all on base guys. Schwarber is an on base guy. Yes, 190 plus strikeouts. I get that. But guys are going to be on base when he drops that bomb. When he drops that hammer, they are all going to be multi-run home runs. There's not going to be many solo shots in Kyle Schwarber's game because they might actually be able to drop him in the order a couple spots to have guys in front of him. And to have another on-base guy in front of another on-base guy in Vladdy Guerrero, I think I would take Schwarber here. Love Kyle Tucker, and for everything you said, the better all-around player, no doubt, hands down, it's Kyle Tucker. But this specific fit for me leans towards Schwarber with the on-base and the homers because he would tear the Rogers Center apart. We would see some absolute tanks in that place from Kyle Schwarber.
I mean, he might hit a ball out of that place. I mean, you're right. It's the Schwarber's that I hit dingers kid.
Yeah.
Big Al.
Yeah, for sure.
Big Al, yeah. Schwarber is a dynamic they don't have. Like that just big time thumper. That's all I do. Like every couple of nights I lose one, in the upper deck. They don't have that player.
No.
They didn't have that player and they made it to the World Series and didn't have Bo Bichette for a lot of the playoffs. So, I mean, do you need that player? No. Would that be an interesting dynamic? Yeah, it would be. I mean, it would be interesting to see him in that lineup. I just think his limitation for what that team tries to do makes him a little bit difficult. But, I mean, hitting indoors there, north of the border with the exchange rate, his home runs might travel a little further.
Yeah. Mike
thinner,
Reed,
colder air.
Yeah, Mike Reed's just going to take Kyle in this one. So, yeah, smart. I mean, listen, I get the average, Will, right? But the OBP is what, 350, 360? I mean, that
stupid high
says something, right? I mean, I get the average isn't there, but I'll take a 350 to 360 OBP with 45 bombs any day of the week and twice on Sundays.
Yeah, so here's Kyle Schwarber. Here's Kyle Schwarber. Hit 240, 56 home runs, 132 RBIs, 108 walks, 197 strikeouts, a 365 OBP.
Yeah.
928 OPS. A 928 OPS coming off a 240 batting average, it seems difficult, but because his OBP is so much higher, it's wild. Usually these guys hit 240 have like a 320 OBP at the high end. Like he's a bit of an enigma there.
Right. Or their OBP is lower than their batting average, right? Because I mean, it's just like, it's crazy. Which I'm going to do a little segment on, a little reel on somebody that I found that actually had a season where his OBP was lower than his batting average, which is kind of cool. But before we move on, Richard asked Bo Bichette, where's he headed? I picked he stays with Toronto. I think he loves it there. I think he takes kind of a hometown discount. He said he would take a hometown discount. But there are some teams that need a shortstop. Harrison picked the Yankees in our free agent prediction show. Don't hate that. The Braves needed a shortstop before that Mauricio Dubon trade. I still think the Braves could be in on that. So I don't know. Bo Bichette's an interesting one for sure. So,
yeah, I'm still with you on Toronto. I think is the ideal location. I do think other teams are calling on him, and he's heard from many others. I think what Toronto does in other areas will determine what they can do with Bo. But I do think Bo's going to hang out and wait for them, which may not be to his advantage, but I think he's okay with that.
Yeah, for sure. All right. If you are the Cubs, would you rather sign Zach Gallen or sign Merrill Kelly? Now, Zach Gallen's coming off a down year. A lot of walks, a lot of runs given up, but we know what type of pitcher Zach Gallen is. Merrill Kelly is 37.
Yeah, and It's for that reason that I would probably go with Zach Allen. I think you can get Zach Allen on a cheaper contract right now. Maybe it's incentive laden. Maybe you should go to Pittsburgh so I can save the money. I think you can probably get Zach Allen on a 1-year deal, some incentives, kind of a prove it type contract, and let him go out and try to fix himself. Merrill Kelly, still a very dependable starter, 37. He wasn't great last year. And I think the problem was Zach Allen wasn't great because he just left a lot of pitches over the plate. Merrill Kelly wasn't great because his stuff just isn't that good anymore. And I think that's the difference, is that Zach Gallen still has the stuff. Merrill Kelly really doesn't. He's going out there and just trying to get guys out with whatever he's got left.
Yeah, I'm with you. I would take Zach Gallen here too. Nothing to slight Merrill Kelly, but that's not who Zach Gallen is last year. That's not who he is. I think he would actually be a pretty good fit in this Cubs rotation if he can figure out where everything went awry.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see.
It went awry in that middle part of the strike zone where he just kept throwing pitches.
Well, except for when it didn't, and he walked about 12 each start.
That's fair too.
Yeah.
He'd walk 2 guys, then hang a curveball, and all of a sudden it's a 3-0 game.
Yeah, brutal. All right. If you are any team, would you rather sign Cody Bellinger or Gino Suarez?
Boy. Yeah. I love I love Gino the guy. I don't love his game as much anymore. He's 35 now. So obviously getting up there in age. He's still a good defensive third baseman. He obviously has power, as we saw this year. Still a ton of strikeout in his game. Bellinger, I think, has shown signs that he's maturing and improving as a hitter. He's more patient. He's working the opposite field better than he used to. He's cut the strikeouts down a little bit. And Bellinger can play multiple positions. Gino, I think he's got one. So for me, I would go Bellinger. I think he can do more things for you. I think there we go. Michael's got it. I think Bellinger can do more things for you. I think he's got more to offer. I think Gino is just a slugging corner infielder that at some point is going to fade.
Yeah, this one's tough for me. I think I know I said any team. I probably should have, put this down to a specific team because they are kind of, to me, they're very similar. I know Gino's got a lot more K in his game, but if you look at their lines, I mean, their power numbers are roughly the same. I don't know. It's these two are hard. I kind of backed myself into a corner with these two. Because I love Gino. I watched him a ton in Arizona, and he is frustrating as hell to watch for 2 weeks.
Yep.
And he is absolutely electric to watch for a week and a half. The swings are so drastic with Gino. It's just, he's so bipolar. He might be the biggest bipolar player we have in the league right now, because there's no better hitter when Gino Suarez is on, and there's no worse hitter when Gino Suarez is off. There's no in between.
Yeah, he's either hitting everything or hitting nothing.
Yeah, so I think Bellinger is your more consistent player. But if Gino clicks at the right time, that your team's clicking, watch out. Your team's putting up 16 runs in an inning, and Gino's gonna drive in 8 of them. That's how ridiculous he is. But yeah. Before we move on, Michael Simpson did get the Jamie Moyer Easter egg. So Jamie Moyer holding the MLB flag here in the middle. So that is a point for Michael Simpson. So just a reminder, keep your eye out for Jamie Moyer in all of our off-season shows. If you see Jamie Moyer in any of our slides, that's not a trivia question, and you're the first person to recognize him, you get put on the scoreboard. The person with the most points by spring training will get rounding third merch. So,
which you want rounding third merch. Let's be serious.
For sure. Absolutely. We might have to actually put together a Jamie Moyer Easter egg champion shirt. That'd be sick.
That would be sick.
So
could he be an Easter egg somewhere on the shirt? Find some way to hide him. He's poking out behind the
1,000% we can do that.
That'd be sick.
All right.
I'm down for that.
We'll work on it.
Yep.
All right. Would you rather have Nick Kurtz for the future or Roman Anthony for the future?
Yes. Wait, is that not? Can I not just take them both?
No, sorry.
Man, I know who you're gonna take. So I'm actually I'll go the opposite just to be different here. I'll take Kurtz in this one. I think Kurtz plays a less taxing defensive position, plays it well. I think he's got a natural power stroke, a short, compact swing. He's a guy that doesn't have a lot of swing and miss, or I shouldn't say he doesn't have like a ton of swing and miss in his game. Has some, but hits all fields, line drive hitter. I think that Kurtz is going to be a monster for a long time. I think he could arguably he could be the best first baseman in baseball next year.
Now,
because he already was for the time he was up this year.
Right.
Like I think he's already at that level where I think he just gets up in the morning and he's the top guy at the position across the league.
Yeah. Honestly, I was gonna take Nick Kurtz here too.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
I
You're such
was
a Roman guy.
I do love Roman Anthony, but we saw a full season of Nick Kurtz.
True.
Roman got hurt, and that's kind of a worry to me because that is a soft tissue injury. And soft tissue injury is usually like I would almost rather have a guy break something.
Yeah.
Right? Honestly, because it heals and usually doesn't happen again unless it's a fluke injury, right? Hit by a pitch, sliding into a base. Like I get it. But I would rather have somebody break something than a soft tissue injury because those seem to just keep popping up, right? It could be the first swing in spring training and Roman Anthony, please no, knock on wood, whatever you are, knock on wood. But the oblique could be an issue again, right? So for me, I'm going to take the guy that proved that he did it for the quote unquote, full year, his full opportunity, I should say. And Nick Kurtz. And I'm going to look at the whole package here too, because the A's and what they have developing out there is ridiculous. And I think that is a better building block and foundation for Nick Kurtz to succeed in than whatever the Boston Red Sox are trying to do in Boston. As crazy as that might sound, I think the A's have a better vision of what this team is going to look like in 4 or 5 years than the Red Sox do. I think the Red Sox are scrambling, trying to figure out what their team looks like for next year. The A's know. The A's know what they have for the next 4 or 5 years and what they need to do to get into Vegas and what that team needs to look like. They have a 4 or 5 year plan. The Red Sox do not have a 4 or 5 year plan right now, to me.
No,
I think they're scrambling.
I don't disagree. I think the Red Sox are stuck in between two different paths. It's the develop from within and try to win now. And they're bouncing back and forth between the two of them like they're the bumper bowling alley. They're just bouncing back and forth. Mm-hmm. And the A's know that they're not going to go out and sign a bunch of free agent contracts. So they're developing from within and doing that very, very well. So I do think that the A's have a better plan. Now, it may take the A's longer to get into contention than the Red Sox. At least, the Red Sox are going to be there. But the A's will get there at some point. Yeah, I do think, Roman Anthony projects to be a much different player than Kurtz. Kurtz is going to be much more of like a Vladdy Guerrero, high contact, high average, power first baseman. Yeah. Roman Anthony's somewhere out there between like a Kyle Tucker and a Juan Soto. Good contact, decent power, high OBP. He's kind of somewhere between those guys when you look out and project them. Yeah. Both will be very valuable players and very interesting to watch, but very different games. Yeah. Yeah. See, Curtis, we're not completely biased Red Sox fans here. Like we are baseball fans, so we can look past our guys every once in a while here. But yeah, I feel like I love my Red Sox. I really do. But when you are scrambled in the front office and you don't have a clear plan for this team, it does, influence what happens on the baseball field as well. A lot of people say it doesn't, right? It completely does. If the front office is in shambles and scrambling around, the players feel it. The players don't feel safe, right? Because, what's Breslow going to do now? Is he moving me out at the deadline?
Is he going to trade me for something that they need or whatever? Where the A's are staying put. They are going to keep Jacob Wilson. They're going to keep Nick Kurtz. They're going to keep Denzel Clark. They're going to keep Tyler Soderstrom. They're going to keep Shea Langoliers. Like, those guys aren't going anywhere. That's 5 out of your starting 9 that you know for a fact are going to be there until their rookie contracts are over. Right? So for me, I'm taking the foundation that the Philadelphia, Oakland, Sacramento Athletics of Las Vegas are putting together right now. So,
yeah. I totally agree. I feel like we know exactly what the A's are going to be. I don't think we really know what the Red Sox are going to be. I do know that Roman Anthony's a big part of it, just like Nick Kurtz is. Different players, different styles of play, but both. This young crew, as we keep saying on the show, across the league is going to be extremely fun to watch over the next few seasons.
yes.
Just to see how, see who lasts, see who doesn't, see which of these guys flame out, which of these guys, step up. But it's going to be fun.
Yeah. Baseball is in incredible hands right now, and it's crazy. So,
yep.
All right.
Interesting question in the chat though, Nick. So,
Okay.
Talking about the fact that we're unbiased, but to get right at the heart of what's going on with the Red Sox, how much runway will Breslow get in Boston? It's a great question, Will. What do you think, Nick?
How much runway will Breslow get? Well, they're extending the runway at Logan Airport, so if that says anything, I don't know. It's a hard one, right? Because he's a first-time GM, and I don't know if the owners have a clear future in mind either. Like, do they want the Red Sox to compete? Do they want to spend money on the Red Sox? Are they still using the Red Sox as an ATM for Fenway Sports Group? Runway is a weird way to put it, because Heim came in and did exactly what they needed him to do. And when they were done with his services, they threw him to the wind. Breslow's interesting because I don't think he has necessarily developed a pattern, right? Like Theo or Dave Dombrowski or Heim Bloom, right? Dombrowski's known as the spender. You want a championship? I'm going to buy it. I'm going to get you one. We're going to go from there, right? Theo was kind of the same thing. I'm going to take a terrible organization that hasn't won in 100 years, and I'm going to make you a winner. Red Sox and Cubs, boom. Theo's in the Hall of Fame, right? Breslow doesn't really have that, I don't know, description yet. We don't know what type of GM Breslow is. So I don't know. It's a really tough question because I'm not really answering it, and I'm just rambling on because I don't know, because it's such a unique situation. I don't know how much leash they give him. I think if he keeps doing what the owners want, he's there for the long haul.
Yeah, I mean, my take on Breslow is that he is generally over his head. He is not an effective front office kind of guy, and that's what we've heard that from all the internal rumors and things that have come out about how he runs meetings, how he handles the people, and the fact that people don't like working for him, and et cetera. Like, I think there's front office problems in Boston, and Breslow caused them because he's in over his head. But I think, to your point, Nick, I think Breslow is going to be there so long as this team is competitive and the ownership group is making money. As long as they're delivering as long as he's delivering what they want, and the media is not all over them for all the negatives, then I think he's safe. I do not suspect this Red Sox team wins a World Series with Craig Breslow in the front office. But I suspect they're going to be a 5 or 6 seed in the playoffs a bunch of years, and then get knocked out.
Yeah.
I don't think the ownership group has the same commitment to winning they used to. I don't think Breslow has the capacity or capability to build you a true winner. And I think they're just going to kind of exist. I do think that at the end of Breslow's term, whenever that is, you're going to look back and go, man, that was a huge missed opportunity with all these young players Heim left you. And oh, by the way, the system's empty because Breslow didn't refill it.
Yeah.
He's going to take the Lamborghini out for a drive and bring it back empty and be like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah. It's going to come back looking like a Ford Pinto.
Yeah, all beaten up and stuff. But, maybe the ride was fun. I don't know, but this is not a team that's going to win a lot with him. And I hope I'm wrong, but I just don't believe that's the case.
Yep. All right, now some all-time ones. So we're off 2025. Here's some all-time would you rathers. Would you rather have lived the career of Babe Ruth or have lived the career of Roberto Clemente?
Wow. I mean, geez, this one's tough because Babe Ruth was like a god. He was a god amongst men in his time. And then there's Roberto Clemente, who was like a real impact maker, like not just in baseball, but in the world around him.
Mm-hmm.
They're two very, very different careers, very different approaches.
I'm completely going to judge your personality by who you pick here, because this is two totally different personality types here.
Yeah, you had the king, and then you had basically the guy that was out there doing for everybody but himself.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I would want to be remembered as the guy that did things for other people. So I think my reaction is I'd rather have lived the life of Roberto Clemente. Never got to truly finish his career, but went out doing what was important to him, which was helping people. And I think that when you look at the impact of Clemente, it was greater than baseball. Babe Ruth was just the king of baseball. Yeah.
And I'm with you. Like I've always been a people pleaser my entire life. And
really,
I have, I am, just that kind of dude, Harrison,
Yeah, I get it.
And I do want to know what it feels like to have a cannon strapped to my right shoulder as well.
Yes.
Just a full on heavy artillery coming out of my right shoulder. Not that Babe Ruth didn't have a weak arm, because, from the sounds of it, when he's pitching, he was pretty good from what I hear.
No Shohei or anything, but he pitched a little
bit. Yeah, right. But you're right. I mean, two totally different careers. Both would be incredible to live through, but it's Roberto for me, and it's for everything you said. It's the off the field stuff. I've read his biography, Clemente. If you have not, you need to. It's his journey all the way up through minors into the majors and everything. It's absolutely incredible. I read that book in about 2 days. And he's been my favorite player since, for everything he did off the field, how he treated people. He was never too big. He was never bigger than the game.
Nope.
And that's absolutely incredible. And he was a freaking superstar on the field as well. So yeah, for me, it's Roberto here.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, such a big impact outside of baseball. For him, it was bigger than baseball. For Babe, it was baseball. I mean, he was the king.
Yeah.
Absolute king.
Yeah. We got so Babe Ruth. Michael says Babe Ruth. I don't want to die in a plane crash. I mean,
fair.
Curtis goes, that's rough. That's a rough question. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a thinker. I already drank as much as Babe Ruth, so I feel like I lived the life of Babe Ruth already. Ruth, because I love hot dogs and beer. I mean, these are all fair points. Curtis does ultimately say Clemente. And Clemente died, helping poor people. Ruth could hit with his eye closed and drink you under the table. I mean,
also with his eyes closed.
Yeah, right.
For different reasons, though.
Yeah. All right. Next one, Harrison. Would you rather still have the Polo Grounds as a current MLB stadium or Tiger Stadium as a current MLB stadium?
This is tough because I remember Tiger Stadium, and as weird as it was, the second deck that hung basically kind of at the same height as or same depth as the first deck, so stuff would just bounce back onto the field of play, and it was such a weird ballpark. And then you see Cecil Fielder hit the transformers up on the roof. It was a cool stadium, but I would love to see today's players at the Polo Grounds. Like that would be, I mean, granted, you have so many home runs down the line that they have to go 92 feet, but like you think Colorado Rockies have a lot of outfield? Go to the Polo Grounds. Games would have been nuts. You would have seen a bunch of freaking line drives in the gap that rolled forever. I think it would have been total chaos in today's game at the Polo Grounds. So I saw Tiger Stadium. I would love to see today's baseball at the Polo Grounds.
Oh yeah, I'm with you 100% here. Love Tiger Stadium and everything it is. Still wish it was around.
Yep.
But I wish they still had these old ballparks, like Polo Grounds, Ebbets Field, Forbes Field. Like, give me all those old fields back. The Polo Grounds would have been incredible to see. I like you said. I mean, every gap shot's an inside the park home run for most of these guys.
Oh, it'd be chaos.
How many home runs would Corbin Carroll have at the Polo Grounds? I mean, give or take 75, 40 of them in the park.
Well, that's the thing.
Mean,
like you'd have guys that are hitting 50 home runs because half of them are inside the park.
Yeah.
It would be nuts. And how do you play outfield in a ballpark like that when you've got just so much outfield behind you? I mean, it would be nuts.
You just put Willie Mays in center, and that's fine.
That works too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so many home runs would be taken away. They turned into fly balls. You'd have so many balls in the gap that normally would be a double that become a triple or more. Like it would be just chaos.
Yeah. This is the Savannah Bananas at Clemson Tiger Stadium, like 250 feet to left field. But Michael put the dimensions in. Polo Grounds 287 right field line, but dead center's 483.
It was a monster.
Yeah, I mean, goodness gracious. Yeah, Polo Grounds would be crazy. Yeah, I would hate to draw the tickets out in like left center field upper deck. You'd have to need a telescope to see anything.
Well, I was just thinking the same thing. Like, imagine buying tickets like in dead center field. Like, you can't. What a terrible view. You can't. The pitcher standing 400 feet away from you.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just brutal. You can't see anything.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd even take a couple games a season.
Yeah, like I do like how they've done that with like the Rickwood Field. They brought it back in Alabama. There, like I do like what MLB is trying to do with that. I think it's important to celebrate the history of baseball. As we've been saying, we're in this group chat doing this all-time draft with like the greatest baseball minds on social media, and the amount of stuff I'm learning from these guys just being in this chat is incredible. And we already know a lot of baseball, but it makes me realize we don't know a lot of baseball. Like at the same time. So I do like the MLB is celebrating the historical aspects of baseball, and bringing it back to the Polo Grounds for a couple games a year would be awesome to watch for sure.
Yeah, that'd be wild.
All right.
Bring me the chaos. I love the chaos.
Well, speaking of chaos, Harrison, here we go.
Oh,
would you rather rebuild the Rockies or rebuild the White Sox?
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, with the White Sox, you're inheriting a pretty good farm system, a top 15 farm system with like 6 or 8 top 100 prospects, plus a couple guys that are already up there that came up last year. The Rockies, you got nothing. That you got Ethan Holiday and Congdon both like in single A, like
right.
way back. Although I will say because of that, I might take the Rockies only because I would do everything we talked about on last week's show. I would completely build that team differently, and I would play like chaos ball. I would go find a bunch of guys off the scrap heap and basically, okay, here's the deal, guys. We're going to be bunting, hitting and running, stealing bases. Like, we're going to create chaos while I try to rebuild the farm system, because I actually don't hate the idea of starting from scratch rather than inheriting what's already there. I would love to just blow that thing up and then create it and play chaos ball for a little while. I figured it out.
Yeah. I mean, I think
it's like a baseball experiment, Nick.
Yeah. Right. We're just going to experiment with pitching.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to go further than that, but yeah, we're going to experiment.
Yeah. Imagine having to rebuild the pitching. Yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
I would go find every guy out there that can throw a sinker. I mean, hell, I'd have guys in the minors learn the knuckleball. Like I would literally be trying everything.
Yeah, Curtis, I'm kind of with you. I would love to try to do both. Right? I mean, it would be so rewarding. It would be Theo Epstein like if you went into the Red Sox, won them a world championship, and be like, oh, who has the next longest drought? Oh, the Chicago Cubs. I'll just go there and break it in 2016 too. So
break both curses, no big deal.
Yeah. Crazy. And Will, in this scenario, do I get a new owner? I mean,
no. I mean, the owners are terrible. The owners are terrible in both places.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, neither one of them is going anywhere anytime soon. Although I believe, doesn't Reinsdorf already have a deal in place where like he sells off the team in pieces over the next few years?
Yeah, I believe so. It was to some, I don't know,
Probably some tech guy, but either
yeah,
way.
some bajillionaire in UAB probably. I can't remember.
But yeah,
I
but no,
think
you're getting these owners right as they are. Good luck.
yeah, for me, as much as we've been talking about the Rockies a lot lately, I think it would be the White Sox. If I was to go in right now and be like, listen, this team had the worst record ever in MLB history 2 years ago. And if I can turn this around and say, I'll give myself 8 years and get them a world championship in 8 years, that would be the biggest turnaround, right? I mean, it's bigger than the Blue Jays going worst to first with the Schneider this year, which he gets no credit for, and he should have. But I think the White Sox, with their winning, what was it, 41 games? Did they get to 41? Yeah. Something like that. I think that would be the most rewarding. Now, to your point, they actually have something in the works. Like they have a plan going forward. The Rockies got nothing right now.
Nada.
They are grasping at straws. They got nothing. So that would be, I think it would be almost an easier rebuild, right? If you got nothing, you can start with whatever you want at that point. So, I mean, and to everyone's point in here, a new division, a new owner, all of that would be nice, but I have no say in that. But for me, I think we're being rewarded, it would be the White Sox to turn around that. Now, the Rockies didn't have that much better of a season last year, but it would be rewarding to take the worst team ever and get them a world championship. But it would be fun as hell to take a Rockies team that has literally nothing except for Hunter Goodman and turn them into a contender.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and Will, like, I think give me the Sox is the right answer. Because the Monforts are not going to spend money because they've got no money until that Chris Bryant's contract is totally gone. They're kind of screwed. But at the same time, I like it. Like I would like I said, I would go in there and I'd build this crazy cheap team that plays chaos ball and literally just be one big kind of experiment. Wow. I mean, John, you're not wrong. I mean, that's actually maybe a more interesting offer. Although I will say,
and less painful.
Yeah. But if you're the GM, either one of these teams, you're going to get fired in 3 years, but you're going to make some money in the meantime and be able to just like go build a baseball team. Like, it's going to create a lot of brain damage, but it might be fun for a little while.
Yeah,
Greg. Honestly, I would keep doing the show and let you guys help tell me what to do.
Oh, 1,000%.
We would just workshop all the ideas.
Yeah, and Greg, we actually talked about this last show. We spent an obscenely more time on the Rockies than we ever should have. But anyways, like we kind of are now. They've kind of turned into our team here for a little bit in the off season. Yep. But they got to rebuild the pitching and get some ground ball pitching guys in there because four-seam fastballs are finding their way into the next state because they're leaving them belt to letter high and they're gone at Coors Field. You have to get that double play percentage up, ground ball rate up, all of it.
And we used the example of Jimmy Herget last week, who was one of the best relievers in all of baseball in Coors Field, and he just throws a bunch of junk. He's kind of a junk baller that has good location, and I would. Like I said, I would be teaching guys in the minor leagues how to throw knuckleballs. I'd be looking for every sinker ball guy out there. Leave your four-seam fastball at home because I don't want it in Coors Field. I want changeups, curveballs, and sinkers. Knuckleball maybe, but don't bring me a four-seam fastball. Don't want it.
It's splitter heavy. Just
splitter heavy. Take a split too. I mean, I would be throwing, basically pitching in reverse.
I don't drink, but by the end of my GM tenure in Colorado, I'd need rehab.
Totally would. You would totally need it, and it's fine.
So we're kind of split across the board there, Sox and Rockies, but just kind of a fun hypothetical question to talk about. But
it's wild, but it's all good.
All right, Harrison. Little trivia break. We got Who Is That Guy is back. You got some guys for us tonight, or what?
I do. So I was getting beaten up pretty good on YouTube because I was trying to drift and put a lot of older players on there. So we're gonna bring this back to kind of more 90s and 2000s and a little less 70s and 80s, because I was getting a lot of people like, come on, I wasn't alive for that. I'm like, okay, we'll do a more current grouping.
Yeah. So we're gonna lose the Facebook audience, but we'll gain the YouTube one back. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Just for a week. We're gonna keep mixing it up. But
Yeah.
I was having fun on some of the older players, and so I got to come back and
John, this is not a silhouette of Jamie Moyer, but that would have been freaking awesome. Jamie Moyer was on a slide earlier. Michael got him. So all right.
Let's get it started. Played for 15 seasons between 1992 and 2006. Played for the Cardinals, Braves, Dodgers, and Rangers. He was a one-time All-Star. He's best known for turning down Atlanta for St. Louis, to the surprise of the sports world. Who is that guy? Yep.
Weird. We just had him on a missing lineup too.
I know, it's funny. They were in no way connected, but I was like, oh, interesting. This will be good.
Yep. Yeah, this is an easy one for sure.
Yep.
Yep, absolutely, Brandon. It is a Brian Jordan for show.
Brian Jordan, average of 282, 184 home runs, 821 RBIs, 333 OBP, and a 32.9 WAR. Really a pretty nice career for a guy who was a football player first. And I remember, the Cardinals basically kind of made him the offer and said, look, we want you to be a full-time baseball player. We're going to pay you. We'll give you a $1.7 million signing bonus to leave Atlanta. And he goes, okay. And then retired from football.
Yeah. I mean, the dude didn't have a neck. He looks like a football player for crying out loud.
Totally. I mean, and he was on the football field. He was vicious.
Yeah.
Dude was a free safety and he broke people.
Yeah. Crazy.
All right, here we go. Played for 14 seasons between 2001 and 2014. Played for the Rangers, Tigers, Athletics, Rays, Cubs, and Royals. 2007 AL home run champion and a 2009 Gold Glove winner. Best known for holding the Rays' single-season home run record with 46. Who is that guy?
Yep, layup.
Look at that follow-through, though.
I know. He did not work out in Boston, however.
No, he did not. You are correct. I did love him. I enjoyed watching him play, but he was a disaster in Boston.
I was excited when he came to Boston, and
that quickly ended.
Yeah. Anybody we get from the Rays is no bueno.
Yeah, it's never worked out.
Yeah,
Tampa to Boston shuttle's no good.
Yeah. Carlos Pena is correct. Brandon got it. Curtis got it. Nice job. Michael got it for sure.
There we go.
Yeah. Oh, Brian Jordan was traded for Sheffield in 2002 because Sheffield wanted out of LA. So that's how Jordan got to.
Interesting.
Nice. Your cousin's roommate, huh?
No kidding.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, because he's a Northeastern kid.
Yep, that's right. Yep. So everybody got that one. Nice.
Yeah.
Carlos
so him coming, he wanted to come to Boston because of the connection, and then it was a disaster.
Yeah.
Carlos Pena, average of 232, 286 home runs, 818 RBIs, a 346 OBP, and a 25.5 WAR. Again, another pretty good career.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a beast for Tampa. He was.
Tampa had that kind of revolving door of guys that were really good, and then they'd take off once they could get out of there, and some of them worked out. Many of them didn't work out when they went other places.
They're still like that.
But fair. They are still like that.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Played 12 seasons between 2004 and 2015. Played for the Athletics, White Sox, Yankees, Indians, and Braves. One-time All-Star and a 2009 World Series champion. Best known for having 9 straight seasons of 20 more home runs and positive vibes. Who is that guy?
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
These were fun because it was like taking a trip down memory lane.
Right. Good question, Brandon. Is Snell the only player to be good elsewhere?
I mean, Adames has been good elsewhere.
Price-ish?
For a short stint. I mean, Zobrist was good in Chicago.
A Rosarina?
Rosarina's been good in Seattle. Longoria was good in San Fran?
Question mark?
I mean, I don't know that he was great, but he was good.
Yeah. We'll say
mean,
good-ish.
Yeah, goodish. We'll go with goodish.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, a lot of these guys don't really do well outside of Tampa.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys all got it. Michael got it. Nick Swisha, Curtis got it. Mike Reed got it. And Will got it. Nice job, fellas. It is Nick Swisher for sure.
Such a character. And the vibes piece should make sense.
Oh, Glasnow's a good one, too.
Oh, yeah, good point.
I mean, he's been good when he's on the field.
Pitches. Yeah, when he pitches, he's good. 15 times a season.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, Nick Swisher, career average of 249, 245 home runs, 803 RBIs, 351 OBP, 21.5 WAR.
Pretty good OBP for a career.
Not bad. Know. 250 average and a 350 OBP is a pretty good spread. 100 points is a pretty good spread.
Yep. Love it. Good one.
All right, John Temple, this one's for you. Played for 15 seasons between 1999 and 2013. Played for the Mariners, White Sox, Phillies, Yankees, Tigers, Braves, and Orioles. 2-time All-Star, 1-time ERA title, and a 2005 World Series champion. Best known for winning the deciding game of the 2005 World Series for the White Sox. Who is that guy?
Oh, hell yeah. I love this dude.
Agreed.
It's such a good one.
Yes, sir.
Oh, this is an incredible one.
This
is another guy that gets kind of forgotten and hidden.
Yep. Yeah, and he was so insanely good in Chicago in 2005.
Yep. Confirm Nimmo will crash it to Grom's while he looks for a place.
Yeah, at least they know each other.
Yeah, it's confirmed.
Yep.
We don't have any sources that say that, but if you're looking for that source, then sure, we just confirmed it.
Love it.
Yeah, Mike Reed, Freddie Garcia is absolutely correct. Nice.
That is correct. So yes, that is Freddie Garcia, career record of 156 and 108 through 2,264 innings, 4.15 ERA, 1,621 strikeouts, and a 34.2 WAR.
Yeah, good career.
The Chief, Freddie Garcia, one of my favorite Mariners. Got him in the unit trade. That's right.
Yep. Yep. Curtis got him. Will got him. Nice job. For sure. All right.
All right, Nick. This one is for you.
Oh, goodness.
Played for 15 seasons between 1999 and 2013. Played for the Blue Jays, Angels, and Yankees. 3-time All-Star, 3-time Gold Glove, 1-time Silver Slugger. Best known for having the second most hits in Toronto Blue Jays history. Who is that guy?
Yeah, I already typed it in. Yeah. I've been doing the top 10 hits leaders as posts, so this one kind of stuck out 1,000%. But
yep.
I love this guy. I mean, I didn't when he was playing my Red Sox because he torched them. But I could respect his game. And he's very underrated. He was my all-time underrated Blue Jay because nobody talks about this guy's career. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Vernon Wells. Very undervalued outfielder.
Yeah.
During his time.
He just quietly put up huge numbers in Toronto. Then he signed that big contract in Anaheim and just fell off the cliff.
Oh,
or sorry, he signed the big contract in Toronto, got traded to Anaheim, and then fell off a cliff.
Oh, that seems to be what happens in Anaheim.
Well, the Blue Jays saw the fall beginning and said, "Hey, you guys want a slugging outfielder? Great, you can have him because his power's gone."
What's up, Jesse? Good to see you, buddy.
Jesse. So Vernon Wells, career average of 270. Home run, he hit 270 home runs. I believe from what I read, he's the only guy in history to have the same average and home run total. Same batting average and home run total.
270 RBIs.
Yep.
270 OBP.
he's the 270 guy. RBI is 958, 319 OBP, and a 28.6 WAR.
Yeah.
Guy could hit a little bit.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Man. Yeah. It just seemed like every time I was watching the Red Sox and Blue Jays and he stepped to the plate, it was just a massive hit and it was a backbreaker. And you're just like, okay, I'm done with this one. I can go to bed early.
Yeah, exactly. He was always the guy that broke your heart.
Yeah.
All right. So this one's actually here because I saw a clip the other day. So
Okay.
played for 19 seasons between 1998 and 2016. Played for the Twins, Giants, White Sox, Rangers, Red Sox, Cardinals, and Braves. Two-time All-Star, 2005 World Series champion. Best known for controversy, including the dropped third strike play in the 2005 ALCS. Who is that guy?
Just a clip. This dude's all over social media right now.
Yeah. Well, no, I actually saw a clip of the 2005 ALCS
Oh,
drop third.
gotcha.
I'm like, oh, I got to put him in just because
Yeah.
so many people like you either love this guy or you hate this guy.
So I'm gonna give it a stab on his spelling here.
Can't wait to see this. I'm not sure how you fit a Q in there, but yeah, that works.
It's silent.
Yeah, Q is silent.
I should have just gone with this for sure.
Perfect.
AJ. Yeah, it is AJ Przinsky. I did spell it right, Harrison. Come on now.
You nailed it.
I did nail it. Yep. Nice.
John. John's one of the guys that hates him, apparently.
Yep.
Not a fan. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, AJ Przinsky, average of 280, 188 home runs, 909 RBIs, 319 OBP, and a 23.7 WAR. A guy that was really, really good catcher in his era. But just loved to get in trouble. Pissed everybody off, said what he thought. I mean, still does. But I honestly, he's one of those guys, like, I always enjoyed watching him play. You know, kind of like in that Pete Rose mold of, I'm giving you everything I got. I'm not going down if I'm not swinging. I mean, he was he a pain in the ass? Absolutely. But he was a gamer.
Yeah, and you always love those guys when they're on your team, and you hate them when they're not.
Yeah,
you know, the Brad Marchands of the Boston Bruins.
He's the perfect example.
Yeah,
yeah, the guys that you just hate when they're not on your team, and even when but a guy that you can appreciate what he does.
Yeah,
you know, Przinsky was a guy that would get that dugout fired up by doing something.
So world-class speller and great poetic writer. What can't you guys do? Well,
I mean, math or talk, but otherwise we're fine.
I can't math. I'm sure you can math, Harrison. I can't math.
There's some days.
Anyways, moving on.
Moving right along here. All right. This is for John Carter, if he's out there in the chat somewhere. Played for 9 seasons between 1998 and 2006. Played for the Twins, Blue Jays, and Brewers. Inducted into the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame in 2011 and the Twins Hall of Fame in 2025. Best known for being the first third baseman to record 100 runs, 100 RBI, 25 home runs, and 25 stolen bases in a single season back in 2001. Who is that guy?
I have his name right on the tip.
He's one of those guys like, I know who it is, but I can't spit his name out.
I got the first name. I know the first name. The last name's killing me. Right?
Yep.
I want to...
Let's see. Will Nick get it before?
Something like this?
The first one. Yep.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yep. I used to love watching this guy play. He was so good.
I completely forgot about this guy. It's not Joe Mauer.
No, not Joe Mauer. He was such a big part of those Twins teams in the kind of the very early 2000s. Used to love watching him play, and I'm pretty sure it was a concussion that ended up ending his career. Kind of early.
Yeah, it was 9 years, right?
Yeah, and he was still productive right to the end.
Yeah,
but I want to say it was like a concussion he just never got over.
Yeah, this is a tougher one for sure. Even I had to think about it for a minute.
It is because he's one of those guys like we all remember, but it's like who is it?
No, not Milton.
So we'll give chat another few seconds.
I'll give you his first name, and maybe you guys can spit out his last name. It's Corey. Is his first name?
Not Corey Hart. He was a Brewer.
Yep. Well, you did say he was a Brewer in here too, I think.
That is true.
It's not Morneau.
He was a Brewer for like a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a tougher one.
It is.
This is indeed Corey Koski.
Corey Koski. Average of 275, 124 home runs, 506 career RBIs, 367 OBP. That's pretty stout. 24.6 WAR.
Yep. Michael got it. So nice.
Nice.
Oh, Brandon got it too. Koski, there it is. I gave the Corey hint. Must have triggered it. Or you guys knew it before. Because you
Corey Feldman. Not that Corey, John. Oh man. I mean, maybe one day. All right. This is another one kind of in that Corey Koski mold that might be a bit of a pull. So played for 13 seasons between 1999 and 2011. Played for the Indians, Dodgers, Twins, Blue Jays, and Orioles. Inducted into the Kansas Baseball Hall of Fame because of his time at Wichita State. Best known for hitting walk-off home runs twice in 3 games in 2007, helped the Indians clinch the Central. Who is that guy? This guy also almost single-handedly beat the Red Sox in the 2007 playoffs.
Oh,
he hit like 350. He nuked everything. He hit a home run off of Wakefield that I'm pretty sure was just a laser beam into left at Jacobs Field.
This one's gonna smoke me too, and I know it shouldn't. Goonies never say die. That's right. Yeah, you guys all got it. Corey Koski needed the first name hint for sure. Yeah, it was a tough one.
It is a tough one.
Yeah, chat's gonna have to bail me out on this one, I think. It's not Grady Sizemore.
Michael got it.
Casey Blake.
Yeah, he torched the Red Sox in 07.
Yes, that's right. You guys got it, Casey Blake. Oh, Kadire, not a bad guess, but
no, not a bad guess. But yeah, this is Casey Blake. Career average of 264, 167 home runs, 616 RBIs, a 336 OBP, and 24.9 WAR. He had some really good seasons for the Indians.
Dang.
But 2007, he's a monster.
Ew, what a blast, man. Great pull, because I could have sat here all night and not pulled it, but I obviously know the name because he was a beast then. Yep. Dang. Great one.
All right. I think I got 2 more for you, Nick. This next one is definitely a layup, and the one after that I think is a little harder. So, played for 15 seasons between 1995 and 2009. Played for the Giants, Mariners, Reds, and Padres. One-time All-Star, one-time Silver Slugger. Best known for his breakout 2001 season where he had 206 hits, 37 home runs, and 97 RBI. Who is that guy? That is his first name, yes.
Well, making me spell again.
I am. It's fun. There you go. Look at that.
I didn't know if it was an E or an I before the L, so I was panicking there.
Yes, you are correct.
Yeah. I forgot he hit 37 homers that year.
That season was berserk, and he never did anything even close to that again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Rich Aurelia. Nice shot. Michael's crushing it. And he says he doesn't have a great baseball mind. Get out of here, Michael.
Yep. Brandon got it too.
Nice. Yeah, Rich Aurelia for sure.
So that is Rich Aurelia. Average of 275, 186 home runs, 756 RBIs, 328 OBP, and an 18.2 WAR. That 2001 season was nuts.
Yeah. Well, the Giants were pretty good during that stretch, I think.
There's a guy on that team that hit a little bit, so it helped.
Yeah, Jeff Kent.
Jeff Kent, right. Yep, second base. So your middle infield was Rich Aurelia hitting 37 bombs and Jeff Kent hitting like 40.
Yeah, cleaning up 100 RBIs that he wasn't driving in with his 37 homers. Oh, and by the way, you only had Barry Bonds in front of them. So crazy.
Yeah. And John, you're right. Rich left all the way to the bank in Seattle. He did.
Yeah.
He did. He got paid, and then I think you realized who he actually was.
Yeah.
Which wasn't the guy in 2001.
Crazy.
But anyways.
All right.
Good little career.
Yeah.
All right, last one. Played for 11 seasons between 2001 and 2011. Played for the White Sox, Phillies, and Giants. One-time All-Star, one-time Gold Glove winner, 2-time World Series champion. best known for his fearless defense, running face first into a wall to make a catch in 2006. Who is that guy?
I got it.
Yep. And he broke his face apart in Philadelphia.
That's right.
Making a catch late in the game to save the lead.
That's right. Michael got it too. Aaron Rowan for sure. Yeah, Brandon got it. Nice job.
Yes, sir.
Nice job, fellas. Yeah, Aaron Rowan. Good one. He's a good little ball player too.
Yeah. Here's another baseball card with him going like neck first into the wall. So Aaron Rowan averaged a 273, 136 home runs, 536 RBIs, 330 OBP, and 20.9 WAR. Again, nice little career. But a guy that I the number of like web gems he had, like Baseball Tonight had like an Aaron Rowan segment. It felt like every night.
Yeah, top 10 Aaron Rowan.
Oh, it was some just insane catch.
Yeah.
But the one in Philly, like he literally goes right into that, in the new ballpark, right into that like netted area or fenced area by the bullpen, and he just goes face first into the metal and just busts his nose and face all up.
Yeah,
it's a pretty gnarly clip.
Yeah, I remember that one. That one was pretty bad. I still don't know why they have chain link fence like that over the scoreboards. Crazy.
I don't understand why. I don't.
Nuts.
I don't get it. Like the bullpen guys are like up on the wall, like clapping for him, and then like, oh wait, then they're like waving. He needs help.
Yeah, he doesn't have a face anymore. Yeah, he doesn't have a face anymore.
He's bleeding all over himself, and they're like, "Yeah, great catch, man." He's like, and he's not getting up. They're like, "Oh no, he needs help."
Yeah,
it's like, jeez,
man, crazy.
Oh well.
We need to do like just a trivia episode. Like just put together like missing lineups. Who is that guy? Like just have a full on like 2-hour just trivia show would be sick sometime this off season. I think we could do that.
That sounds like a Patreon special event.
For sure. I'm all about that. But all right. Do you have anything else? This is the time to chat. We pull up the chat so YouTube can see what Facebook's saying. Facebook can see what YouTube's saying. You guys can bring anything and anything you want to the show. This is your part to bring up stuff we talk about. So while you're thinking about that, Harrison, do you have anything to add?
I got just a small item. It's more so I just thought it was kind of cool that this happens. I'll put a link in chat. So I put an article out here. This happened. Was this today? Might have been today. Major League Baseball Players Association does this kind of annual event where they bring in past players to talk to players and explain to them kind of like life after baseball. So like we've all heard about, they bring the young kids in and kind of show them, get them prepared for being a professional and what life is like now that you've got money and now that you've got fame and all this stuff. Well, they also do it for guys that are, beginning to think about the end. Because of course your baseball career can end tomorrow. Like there's no saying when it's going to be over. But they actually bring in former players to talk about like how they cope with the loss of baseball, how they handle, no longer playing, no longer having that camaraderie of a team. What sort of things they've done in their personal lives, what kind of entrepreneurial ventures have they started and gotten into, helping these guys think about life after baseball. Because for some of these guys, it is a really difficult experience to kind of just what you've done your whole life is just gone. And now you're trying to figure out what to do with yourself.
I mean, think about that. How much time they've invested every day since they were 6 years old. I mean, think about that for a minute. Like that's a lot of hours. They said, I think it was Derek Jeter's book where he says you need to have, what is it? Like 100,000 hours or 10,000. I can't remember the exact number. I think it might be 10,000 hours of time to become a professional at something.
Yeah. 10,000 hours to be for mastery.
That's what it is. 10,000 hours. That's a lot of freaking hours if you divide that into days.
Yeah.
So, and these guys have been doing well over that their entire careers. And then it's just taken from them. End of the season, arm blows out. Now they have all this time and they just can't mentally figure out what to do with it. I can't even imagine what that's like. I was able to slowly transition out of it myself, like playing college ball, being at practice 5 hours a day, being on the road, playing games. Like, it was a lot. And then for it to stop, I was like, man, what do I do? And then that's when I picked up softball. Like, did it satisfy the itch? Like, maybe a little bit, but it wasn't the same. Like, I still miss playing baseball for sure. I can't imagine doing it at this level and then just all of a sudden stopping.
Yeah, it's funny. So I live just down the street from a municipal field that I actually played on when I was playing AAU baseball. We came up and played Nova Seafood here. And I had an incredible game in front of college scouts. And like, I drive by the field almost every day. Like, and I still remember the game like it was yesterday. And like, it makes you like begin to like kind of have that urge to play again. Like, you see it and you're like, man, like, I remember the feeling, and I remember like the sense of the game, the sounds. It takes you right back.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, Michael, Nick, stop trying to do math. I know. Sorry. Elizabeth, thoughts on the Nimmo trade? We did cover it at the beginning of the show, but we'll definitely bring it back up again. It's a weird one for Harrison and I to kind of wrap our mind around, because, I mean, yes, the Rangers are in full sell at this point. Like, Corey Seager looks like he's going to be moved, or he's being actively shopped. Let's put it that way. We don't know if he's going to get moved. But for the Mets to take on Semion's contract at his age and what the Mets are trying to do when they need starting pitching, I don't know why they didn't lean on the Rangers to get some of their starters out of there. I mean, that's what the Mets need. And to give up Nimmo was a big one for me. I'm not a Mets fan, but I know the impact Brandon Nimmo's had on that organization, being the longest tenured Met there. So I can't imagine Mets fans are loving this trade. Does Semien take away some of the hurt? Like, probably. But it's still like you're trading away a cornerstone guy that's been the cornerstone of your franchise for a long time, and that's going to leave a sour taste in your mouth. So it's just an odd trade for me anyways. I don't know. Your thoughts, Harrison? Like, overall?
Yeah, it's the same boat for me. The Mets got back an aging, declining Semien, who's 35. You're going to get his age 36, 37, and 38 years for about $25 million per. I don't think that's a great trade for the Mets. You're giving away a guy who's really a big-time character clubhouse guy for you in Nimmo, who's a little bit cheaper. Contract runs a little bit longer. He's also a few years younger. I view this as, I think it makes the Rangers a better team. I don't know that it necessarily makes the Mets a better team. That was kind of my takeaway from it.
Fair. Curtis, don't rule this out. If Corey Seager is available, the Yankees are going to call and ask for sure.
This will be like A-Rod coming to town and moving to third base just to find a home for him.
I don't even know if he'll move to third base, buddy. I think he takes over the Anthony Volpe spot.
I don't know that Seager, with his health track record, is an everyday shortstop anymore. Maybe. I mean, he's certainly still a great shortstop. But I just don't know that I don't know that physically he can be a everyday shortstop in Major League Baseball anymore.
Yeah. Brandon asks, so Jamie Moyer has been a fixture on the podcast because we were in the off season. Is there a chance we could have another player added to the list? I moved for Rafael Belliard because of how funny Skip Carey's call were when he could come up to bat, that maybe he hits a homer. Secondly, I'd choose Takuve. That's that how you say his last name? I always
butcher it. But
because he looked like everyone's grandpa in his 30s. Let's also admit one card of him that's a close-up picture with his big glasses and Pirates hat. I mean, maybe we could have another podcast celebrity. I am currently talking to a former MLB player that we are trying to get on the podcast after Thanksgiving. We got to work out a date. But it would be a pretty dang cool interview if we can get him. So he actually commented on one of the trivia questions. That was him. So it was cool. Asked the trivia question and he answered. He goes, "Me," and I go, "What? Huh. Oh my God." I was like, "All right. Would you like to come on?" And okay, send message. Just
please.
Like, yeah. So yeah, it was pretty cool. So we'll see. We're still working on some stuff there, but pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we said this too, Will. The Seager contract is kind of a bear to move. And with the Yankees saying they have a cap on their spending, depending on what they give up, would they take on the Seager contract? And depending on what the Rangers eat. If the Rangers eat a lot of it just to get Seager out, maybe that's what they do. But I don't think that's what the Rangers want to do. I don't think they want to spend money to ship these guys out. They just want the money gone. There's no point of sending them out if you're just going to end up paying the money anyways. Am I wrong there?
No, I think you're looking. I mean, I think the Rangers would rather take a lesser return to just dump the whole contract.
Yeah.
And wipe the slate clean.
Great. Now I'm going to go through all your posts to find the guy. Or you could go on Patreon because I'm pretty sure I posted it there. So you're welcome. A little hook to go get you to Patreon. You can check it out there. Semien playing second base or DH? He's going to play second there, right? You're going to have Lindor and Semien up the middle.
Yeah, I would have to believe that's what it's going to be.
Yeah. I mean, even at their age, it's pretty solid up the middle.
Yeah, and I agree, Mike. The Rangers aren't going to eat the money. They just want to wipe the slate clean and move on. I mean, because as I said earlier, like that was the largest contract in baseball history when he signed it. Granted, we've seen contracts that have blown that one away, but $32.5 million here. He's still the highest paid shortstop in baseball. None of those other guys beat his annual value, right?
I don't think so. I don't think we've had one. I think so too. I can't think. And Bobby Witt didn't leapfrog him signing his extension, right?
No, Bobby Witt's cheap.
Adames, did he get more a year?
No, I want to say Seager might still be the highest.
I'm pretty sure you're right. I'm just trying to think of guys that could be close or just over, if any. Yeah, those would be really the
Xander's. I want to say Xander was like 26 million, so he's a step back. But there's somebody in between him and Seager, but that's a big contract.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
That's a big boy. Oh, it's Frankie Lindor. Frankie Lindor second.
Oh yeah, well that makes sense.
Yep.
Hopefully, it'll be my boy Perdomo here soon because he's earned every penny that he gets when he signs his extension. Well,
he won't be getting that in Arizona, so he'll have to be your boy somewhere else. He'll be your long distance
Boston.
Oh man,
Boston.
Does the timing line up where Trevor Story's gone and then Perdomo's available? Because that would be really nice.
We will make the timing work.
Trevor Story will just disappear.
Yeah. I'm already making my custom Red Sox Perdomo jersey, so it's in my cart.
All right, I got another one for you. I'm not sure if anybody saw, but the actual team shares for the playoffs came out. The final figures for it. So the LA Dodgers get a projected share of $48.6 million winning the World Series. That'll be split amongst players, staff, however they choose to do that. The World Series runner-up Toronto Blue Jays projected share about $32.4 million. Works out to be about around $350,000 per player, which, you know, they were joking with Trey Yesevich at the press conference about how much money he doesn't make as a minor leaguer. He's like, I can't wait for that bonus. It's going to be huge.
Yeah.
It is like 5 times what he made during the regular season.
Right.
Your LCS losers, the Mariners and Brewers, are going to get a share of about $16.2 million to each of them. Your division series losers, so your Yankees, Tigers, Cubs, and Phillies, are getting a $4.38 million each. And then your wild card losers, the Guardians, Red Sox, Reds, and Padres, get about $1.01 million each. So, and you know, people say, oh, the numbers are random. There's actually there's math to it. So,
oh God, I'm out.
The total bonus pool is made up about 60% of the gate receipts from each postseason game. So they kind of throw all that money into the pool. And then the World Series winner gets 36% of the pool. The runner-up gets 64% of the pool. So the World Series teams get 60% of the total pool, split 36-24. And then the rest of the pool is divided among the other playoff teams based upon kind of how they finished in there. So,
yeah.
And then the final amount each player gets is really determined by how the teams divvy it up. It goes to, players that are on the roster at some point. Sometimes it goes to staff and front office. Like they have the ability to allocate that pool how they see fit. But the Dodgers spent $350-something million on payroll and made a boatload of money, and they just got $48 million more of it back. So,
dang. Nick here's static when Harrison brings up math 1,000%.
You can literally watch Nick's eyes roll back, and he just leaves. His body leaves, or his brain leaves his body completely.
I'm already just checking Facebook because you started mathing. So
yeah. And this is a fair question, Brandon. Are they going to defer those bonus payouts to the Dodgers players? Maybe. I mean, maybe they can do that. I mean, it seems to be the way they operate.
Yeah, it's stupid. Crazy. Well, I don't have anything else. Do you this evening? Anybody in the chat? Before we go, Michael, you're on the clock, so go make your pick.
This draft is freaking amazing.
I'll run. You know what? I'll run down my starting 9 right now for you guys.
Here we go.
Still working on. We still have a lot of players to draft, but so far we are in a 12-team all-time draft. Nostalgic Baseball Geezer had put this together, and it's us, the Baseball Book Club, who I have behind me, Romantic About Baseball, Baseball History Dork, and then a lot of you guys too. We got Michael in the chats in there, Joseph Greer, who you've seen on the show a few times here. Crazy baseball minds in this chat. It's absolutely incredible.
And then us. It's just weird.
And then us, yeah. So right now I have Roy Campanella behind the plate. I took Yaz at first base, so there was a little stipulation there. So I snuck in and took Yaz out of the outfield and put him at first. I have Alex Rodriguez at short, Ryan Sandberg at second, Chipper Jones at third, Kirby Puckett in center, Ted Williams in left, Dave Winfield is in right. And right now my 2 pitchers, I kind of pulled because I had a late round snake draft, but Sandy Koufax fell to me, so I took Sandy Koufax. And then when it snaked around, I took Paul Skeens. So kind of an early pull for Paul Skeens, but I'm not hating that pick. He's got a sub-2 ERA and an era where a sub-4 is good. So I'm taking Paul Skeens.
Yeah. I mean, the rosters are insane.
Yeah.
And we're just starting to build the pitching staffs, which will also be insane. And you can definitely see some people definitely have a more historic perspective and slants. So they kind of take more of the older school guys.
Yeah.
And then some of us are pulling for more kind of newer school guys, which certainly makes it interesting because I want to say we had Bullet Rogan that was just drafted right before Clayton Kershaw.
Right.
I'm pretty sure they are from significantly different eras. So
yeah. Yeah, Harrison, your team is pretty stacked too, but I'm sure we'll get to release them at some time.
Yeah,
but
they're not. It's not. The team's not bad.
Brandon, great question here. Yeah, we both played college ball. Has any of the guys you played against made it to the show? So I've played with 2 guys one guy that made it to the show, another guy that got drafted by the Yankees. Steve Osborne. I went to a D3. We both went to the same D3 college in Maine. Steve Osborne, his last year in Division III baseball, hit 27 home runs, drove in. Mind you, it's a 44-game season. So he hit 27 homers, drove in a boatload, hit 4 or something, insane year. He got drafted by the Yankees. He was roommates with Robinson Cano in Single A. So that's the timing there. Then my junior year, we had a freshman come in, Charlie Furbush. He pitched for us for his full freshman year, went to the Cape Cod League, started the All-Star game, as a freshman in the Cape Cod leagues, which is the premier summer league of the country. He transfers over to LSU. He gets drafted by the Detroit Tigers and then traded to Seattle Mariners. So I played with a guy that made it to the show. And I think I played against.
Did you play against Mark Rogers?
Oh yeah, dude. He struck me out when he was 14 throwing 94.
Yeah.
He threw the nastiest curveball I've ever seen, like in person.
Yep.
He gassed me up on the first one. It was like 94 down the middle. I took it. Next pitch, he throws another fastball. I foul it straight back, and that was my biggest mistake because he then throws me an 0-2 breaking ball that's coming straight for my head. And as soon as I spun out of the way, I just kept walking to the dugout. Oh, yeah. Yeah, as soon as I went like this, I knew I was going back to the dugout, so I just kept walking. I didn't even wait for the umpire to call strike three. Just filthiest curveball I've ever seen at bat. Charlie pitched for Seattle.
You did.
Then couldn't recover from a shoulder.
Last I saw, Charlie's still out in Seattle. I don't think he left the area.
Yeah, I'm trying to get in touch with Charlie, and
I've tried too. He's like
hitting some dead ends. Yeah.
I think he's also left baseball behind, and he's not necessarily trying to like bring it back. But
yeah, well, he did go to St. Joe's because of the 04 team or the 06 team got inducted into the Hall of Fame this fall for St. Joe's. So he went back, and I was trying to get people to, send him our way, but I haven't heard anything.
Yeah. So kind of like Nick Brandon, I played against Mark Rogers, who pitched for the Brewers. I also played against Brian Wilson. He was the closer for the Giants, the beard, the crazy dude. He was from Londonderry, New Hampshire, went to Pinkerton High, graduated the year before, maybe. I think he was a year.
Sounds about right. I think he's my class.
Yeah, I think he's the year before me, but I played against Brian Wilson back in high school. Most of the guys, funny thing is, in college, other than Charlie, I played with the guys in AAU ball and high school ball. I played with 2 or 3 guys that were top 10 picks that didn't end up working out, like Jeffrey Allison, who was a number 5 pick back in like 04 and threw 100 miles an hour at 17 years old. And then got into a lot of trouble they handed him a big check and he got into a lot of trouble. But I played with him in AAU ball for years. He played on the Lightning. I played on the Clippers. We played each other, felt like 5 times a month. Through just disgusting. It was just gross. So I think those are, Mark Rogers and Brian Wilson were for sure, MLB guys I played against. Charlie I played with briefly. And then I played with a bunch of guys that got drafted, but never quite made it or got hurt. Right. So I know so many guys that got into the minors and got hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. So you pitched against Dane Sardinia. Nice. Walked him on 4 pitches.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I pitched against Simon Williams. He was in Portland. He played for Portland High School, but he got drafted by the Cardinals. And then I ended up working with him later. And he said, as political as high school baseball and Legion baseball and all of that stuff is, he goes, it doesn't change in the minors. He's like, I was hitting 350. I was hitting 20 home runs in AA. And the talent was drafted. They would come up next to me and then move on. Come up next to me, move on. Come up next to me, move on. And he's like, I just couldn't sit there anymore and watch these guys go. And I was putting up seasons. So that's why he stopped.
Yeah, I did. But you probably did too. I did play 1 game against Ryan Flaherty when he was with Nova Seafood out of Portland. I mean, Ryan's a Portland, Maine guy. I'm not from Maine, originally from New Hampshire, but we used to play Nova Seafood every summer. So Ryan was on that team.
Oh yeah, I played high school ball against him. I was a senior when he was a freshman, but he was still ridiculous as a freshman. Yeah. So I played against him a handful of times for sure.
Yeah, and then his dad's the USM head coach.
Yeah, I think he retired.
I think he finally retired. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that and then Ryan Reed, who ended up being drafted by the Pirates, he ended up making an appearance for the Rays in the MLB. So I've faced some guys before for sure. But not a lot of talent comes out of Maine. It's more now. We're starting to see it more. Maine's starting to get some recognition. There's always been talent in Maine and New Hampshire, it's just never been. It's not a high recruiting area, and it should be.
No,
because there's a ton of talent up there.
There is. That's like Vanderbilt loves. I think there's 2 kids that just signed letters of intent to go to Vanderbilt again from Maine because they love them down there. And I played AAU ball traveling the country, and it's amazing how different the baseball is in other parts of the country. But the Northeast kids can hold their own. I remember playing in an AAU tournament. We played at the Wide World of Sports at Disney. When it was the Braves home, spring training home. And there was probably 20 kids out of that group that all got drafted. I have no idea their names and if they made it. Some of them probably did. I should pull up an old program and scan it for names. I bet there were some guys that were major leaguers I was playing against in that tournament, but the talent level was absurd. Yeah. When I wasn't playing, like I was in the stands watching some of these kids just, kids that were throwing, we're 16 years old, kids throwing 97 with nasty breaking pitches. We had one guy hit a ball over the pitcher backdrop and center, like out of the stadium. At 16, It was nuts.
Yeah. Thanks for the stories. Don't forget, I'm from Hawaii. We haven't had a ton. Not to mention many 6-foot guys playing baseball.
Benny Agbayani, right? Isn't he your guy?
Right.
Isn't he a Hawaiian guy? Yeah.
Shane Victorino. Also not 6 feet tall.
I was gonna say both guys were not very big. I mean,
so you're saying
Agbayani was as wide as he was tall.
So you're saying Randy Johnson's not from Hawaii?
No.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. No, he'd stand out.
It's 6'11", but
he'd be very apparently out of place.
Yeah. So, all right. I think that's gonna do it for this evening. As always, we appreciate you guys in the chat. Like, you are the reason we do the show. We love what you bring every episode. We love that you join the conversation, and we're glad that we can provide that platform for you guys, because I know there's so many baseball opinions out there, and you guys don't get to have a voice, and that's what we want this show to be. We want our fans to be able to have a voice, a sounding board, to just talk baseball, because there isn't a community out there like that. So we're glad that we can provide that for you, and just absolutely love the fact that you guys keep coming back. So really appreciate it. And like I said at the beginning of the show, check out the Baseball Book Club on Spotify. You're heading to work. Just go ahead and check them out. It's a great listen. A lot of history lessons. They dive deep into specific guys for each episode. They're absolutely incredible. They're my go-to podcast when I'm going back and forth to work. So check them out, and keep liking, following, and sharing our stuff. Check out Etsy for some Rounding Third merch. And then we'll be back. Well, I don't know if we'll be back on Thursday night because it is Thanksgiving. So maybe we'll come Friday. We'll have to talk. So keep an eye out on the page. Most likely, probably, I'm going to go Friday night. Just so you guys can, actually spend time with your families.
Although many of you might prefer if we go on Thursday night so you can get away from your families, but that's up to you. That's all on you guys.
I mean, fair. But so let's plan on Friday night.
Better yet, you could put this up on the big screen TV in the living room and introduce your whole family to Rounding Third.
That's true. You could. Yeah. So, well, thanks, Ligma. That's an easy block. Bye-bye. So if we aren't on, I hope you guys have a safe and happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your families. Enjoy the food. And we'll see you most likely Friday night, post-Thanksgiving kind of food hangover. So we'll see you then. Have a good week.
A food coma.
Yep. Happy Thanksgiving. See you.